So we are the Willow Street Boys, okay? We're back in our old neighborhood, all right? Circa 1989, this is now 2024. All right, we're gonna document our stroll through the old neighborhood.
Yep.
Jessica Como, the Como family, shout out to them. This is my old crib right here. A lot of things redone and different. Used to have shrubbery right there.
Same structure.
I used to hide, manhunt in the bushes right there. So we already passed Melissa's house.
Oh, Melissa Angelo.
Yeah,
you remember
Melissa
that too.
Angelo. Yeah.
These are the Greens. They were here.
The Greens, my people. The Greens
Yeah.
were here. And then John was here.
Blonde head John, right?
John Russo,
John
yes.
Russo.
This is Andrea's house. Don't remember the last name. Anybody here? Nobody?
I know. I never knew who was in this house.
Doesn't ring a bell, right?
I always wonder if their father is not on. Is that?
The Tornabells, Joe and Paul. Mom, Dad, I'm going to Joe and Paul's. Where's Mark Kane?
Remember we were hanging out in the backyard listening to slap
Kane. Big Mark Kane used to come over and break my fucking toys and tell me do something about it. One of these houses, Lorenzo Soto. One of these houses, all the video games. Lorenzo had all the systems, all the video games before everybody else had. Friends with him on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's Phil's house right there.
You remember Chris Williams? He was friend. This one.
No, that's Phil.
That's Phil. Then this one's Chris.
And then Chris.
Yes.
Right? Chris, I know we're friends on Facebook right now, and I don't remember your last name, so that's insulting. My bad, but shout out to you, Chris. Yo, and then what's his name with the W? Jay Weicker.
Jay Weicker or Whitaker? No, it's up there, a little further up.
All right, Jay Weicker. I don't remember which one your fucking house is.
I remember which one. Sorry.
Which one is it?
It's the next one, after this yellow one.
Okay, well, shout out to Big Jay Weicker. Jay Weicker used to come outside and play basketball, even though he wasn't really good at it. He was really big, and I just remember him pushing us around a little bit, using that 1 to 2 year age difference.
Yeah, he played football pretty well, though, I think.
Yeah. Shout out to you. All right, Jay Weicker, we already talked about you. That's your old house. Shout out to you, Weicker.
It's getting a lot of airtime.
Is that Karen Bellis?
No, not yet.
Oh, I'm jumping ahead. Should we go down Peconic to shout out our people from
Dustin
Peconic?
Sabanos?
Dustin Sabanos. Wasn't there like a ghost house?
Not this one, but I think up there.
A little further down, we have Maria Carney. Shout out to you, Maria.
We're on Peconic right now.
Yeah, we are on Peconic. Shout out to you, Maria, and your family. Hope all is well. I did run into you in Patchogue, and you did say all was well. So shout out to you. Once again, the Willow Street Brothers, back in the neighborhood.
35 years later.
30 something.
Where it all started.
Here we have Dustin Sabanos' house, but not only that, but more importantly, this basketball court here is where a lot of memories were made. Okay, there used to be a chain net, and we had wars down here on Peconic. Absolute wars. And you know the addicting sound that the chain net makes. But obviously not a chain anymore.
Get it? Times have changed.
So this is...
No, it's not.
Not that one?
Nope, I thought you went.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we just came from Peconic. We're on Cherry now. And we are coming up to a pretty significant...
A couple rows of houses where we played a lot as a kid.
A lot of sports.
Hide and
Cherry Street was like, I don't want to call it the center, but it really was the center for a lot of our street sports. And somebody's particular backyard that we're going to mention in a minute. So here was Nicole, good, cool girl, very nice to everyone. Wherever she is, shout out to you. And then here is Gary in Cremona. Gary and Sean in Cremona. We used to have baseball in that backyard.
Epic games.
Epic games in that backyard. Home runs, great defense. By the way, what was perfect about Gary's was Maddie's house was right behind it. So whenever you hit a home run, you could get all the balls back from Maddie's backyard. So that was a good time. Maddie's dad used to get pissed though sometimes because like we'd try to like hop the fence and shit and like fuck with his property.
No, you
in that way.
Who cares?
Yeah. No, well, at the time, it was intimidating. Yeah.
Now he'd be intimidated by you.
Yeah. I'd give him a big hug. And then here we have Karen.
Bellis.
Karen Bellis lived right there.
Yeah, nice girl.
Very nice person.
Very nice parents.
Like, great family. Played a lot of tennis, from what I remember.
Yes. And when I was hit by a car, her father was the first guy to come to me.
Really?
Yep.
Good man.
Came in the ambulance with me.
Yeah, I mean, that was a whole saga when you got hit by a car. It's crazy stuff.
Oh, there's Amanda Giuliano, right?
Amanda.
And
Jonathan. There's a couple of other children.
So many.
We apologize if we do not remember your names, but I am friends. Katrina.
Joey.
I think I said
Joey
Joey.
was a little more famous. Yeah.
Yeah, but hey guys, glad everyone's well. I'm in touch with Amanda through social media, and yeah, great people. You know, I know I was a dirtbag sometimes, you know, in the neighborhood running around, but we're all cool. You guys are good people. Oh, right here,
Ryan.
one of my best friends, Ryan Nealand. Ryan Nealand, I used to be at this house all the time. Shout out to Ryan. I still talk to Ryan. Ryan actually moved to Austin, Texas with his now wife. Steve, shout out Steve. Shout out Dan. Shout out Carrie. Shout out Pam. Neil. Where the fuck is Neil? Shout out to Neil.
I thought that was Ryan's dad, no?
No. Shout out to the kid with the long driveway, Chris Benson. I remember when he used to come play at Gary's backyard, it was a straight fastball. He wasn't a pitcher, he was just a thrower.
Yeah.
So
Good baseball player.
Good baseball player. But in Gary's backyard, you just sit on the heat, dead red, homer. No disrespect. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sure you did a lot of nice things in the neighborhood other than that. Don't let that. That's not your legacy. I'm sorry, Chris. Don't want me to. So when I was little, I think first grade, my first girlfriend in the neighborhood lived in that house right there.
Girlfriend.
Christina Puglisi. I stole my mom's pearls and gave it to her. She was like, "That's nice, but you should probably give it back to your mom." It was the greatest piece of advice I ever had. We broke up shortly after. Maybe it was like a 1 to 2 day relationship, but
All in his head.
all in my head. Oh, so Maddie doesn't even believe that we dated for a day or two, but we did. It's fine. Maddie probably has his own stories. By the way, you guys are probably not going to believe me, but I once had to catch my bus all the way at where that car is turning, and I caught it, and I started at this hill right here. I know that's hard to believe, but back in the day, I used to be really fast. See, Maddie doesn't believe me.
Okay.
Oh, Lyndon is coming up. We got to shout out the rest of. Yeah.
Wendy Fisher.
Okay.
Starting from the Brown. Wendy Fisher.
Wendy Fisher. Shout out to Wendy Fisher. Doing well.
Elaine and Mark Posner.
Elaine and Mark Posner. The Posners.
Posners. Yeah.
Shout out to the Posners.
Get the parking here. Okay.
Yep.
And then Marissa, but I can't remember the last name.
Marissa, yes. I can't remember the last name either. Okay, Linden Street is legendary. Should we do that? And then when we loop
Come
around?
back up Palm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like we should. Should we go? Maddie has a shout out of a kid that I don't remember. Here
Anthony Sicily. Shout out to him. Played here in the corner a couple times, a few times, many times. Hope you're doing well. I'm not friends with you on Facebook.
Cashews, everything around me. Penny, nickel, dime, dime, dime. That used to be Maddie's fucking track. Here we are, Palm Street. By the way, if you live on Palm Street today, you're doing pretty well for yourself. If you look at Zillow and shit, like,
600,000.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
So I think this house was Chris and Joey Nastry. Then it was Joel, and then I think then was Alan
Okay, so Chris Nastry
and Joey Nastry.
and Joey Nastry, the Nastrys. They we had some good times in that backyard. I think some good times. And then Palm Street. I think we frequented Palm Street the least.
The least. Just far away.
Yeah, it's the southernmost block in our neighborhood.
So here's, I think, Joelle.
Joelle.
Was it Joelle? She was
Janelle?
friends with Stephanie. Janelle.
Yeah, she did well for herself. Ended up going to Winthrop
Nice.
University. I think is friends with Stephanie still to this day. So shout out to her.
Yep. I remember being on the bus with her when Usher was just becoming popular.
And then Alan Woodward.
Where's Alan Woodward? No?
Alan, forgive us if we're wrong, but we believe it's one of your houses here. Shout out to the Woodwards, a very solid pillar in our neighborhood. Good family, very good family. Alan is a lawyer now.
I can see that.
Yeah, very successful.
Very argumentative.
Yeah, persuasive. Also, he did a lot of funny. He did a lot of funny things, man. Like in front of adults, super respectful. But then he turned the switch back on when he was around his peers. We're gonna say Gabriella lived at this house. Gabriella, I didn't really get to know you until late. But shout out to you, Maddie. You got anything nice to say about Gabriella?
Pleasant family.
Pleasant family. On Palm Street, the Pleasantville of the neighborhood. Also, St. Margaret's Church. All right. The reason why the baseball field is faced the other way is because a black kid from Willow Street used to hit bombs and broke the church window twice and confessed. Oh, Maddie doesn't believe me.
No, I don't know if you did.
Yeah, I did.
I thought it was the other black kid in the neighborhood.
Not funny. Not funny. But yeah, the reason why the field at the church is the way that it is because your boy used to hit bombs and it hit the window. All right, that's why. All right, Linden Street was special to us both. We've got a lot of close friends from Linden Street, including one of our best friends, Matt Bretsfield. Shout out to you, Matt Bretsfield.
Shout out to you, Matt.
We love you.
Great job on the poker circuit.
Shut up, Maddie.
Why?
All right, whatever.
Okay.
But anyway, we're proud of you, Matt. And when we think of Linden, we think of you, our bestie. Also, shout out to, we'll get into the other people in a second. All right.
Go this way.
Okay.
Shout out to the Bergmans. Mary Bergman, hope you're doing well. I think this was her house on Linden Street.
Mary Bergman. I don't know who you are, Mary Bergman, but if Maddie says you're good in my book.
Phil here? Remember a guy named Phil?
Okay, I don't remember a guy named Phil.
Phil Bennett, no?
Phil Bennett.
Phil Bennett,
Sounds familiar.
I think you hung out there.
Okay,
And
Matt.
the J Girls? I think this is the J Girls.
I always used to hear about the J Girls. Shout out to you, J Girls. I don't remember what you look like, but Linden was notorious because of the J Girls or something like that. Notorious in a good way.
This is Bretsfield, right?
Matthew Bretsfield, yes. And Keith Bretsfield.
And Jennifer.
And Jennifer Bretsfield. Shout out to the Bretsfields. We love you. It's my people right there, the Bretsfields. My guy, Greg Gudelinas. All the games of NHL that we played on Sega. We did Bulls vs. Blazers. Your mom had the delicious store-bought cookies, the oatmeal cookies with the icing. Oh, good times, man. Good times, Greg Gudelinas. Shout out to Greg Gudelinas. It's my guy. You got anything for Greg? He's a college professor now, you know.
I can see that.
So in the conclusion of our neighborhood tour, the Willow Street Boys are on Spruceton, which is very significant. Actually, we have to talk about this. So,
No, we don't.
Okay, we're not going to talk about Maddie got hit by a car and he just tripped on the sidewalk.
The Matty Fugue stop signs?
Yeah. Okay, and then
Oh, that's not their house, actually.
one of the most significant people in our lives, Hector Roldan. His house is coming up. and that is a mutual family member. We're not even going to say bestie, family member of ours. God rest his soul. But we're about to come up on his house. So shout out to Hector.
Shout out to you, Hector.
Shout out to Peely. Shout out to Big Hell. Big Heck. Michelle.
Danny.
Danny's in the Carolinas. Hector's always remaking the house, man. It's always beautiful, though.
Encanto.
Always beautiful.
It's literally an encanto.
Encanto. All right, guys, that concludes the tour, I guess. Well, actually, no, Jimmy's house. So, that guy hated us. Hated me especially. He said...
What about Casito?
We're going to do Casito in a second. Oh, also,
Yes.
Raphael and Ricardo.
Shout out to you, boys.
Shout out to Raphael and Ricardo. I used to throw Ricardo bombs in two-hand touch football. He'd catch touchdowns like right here. And then...
a lot of street football here.
Yo, they cut the tree down that we used to climb.
Oh. You used to climb it.
Me and Hector climbed it.
Oh.
They cut the tree down. Guys, you're probably not going to believe me, but there used to be a really climbable tree right there. We used to get in trouble for. Then Casito, shout out to Casito. The E-Jams, it's all coming back.
Beatrice E-Jam.
Yes.
Portia, I think E-Jam.
Yes. Wow. So guys, Willow Street Boys, man, it's been a blast. Shout out to our neighborhood.
Check in 20 years from now.
Oh, do you remember the K-Girls?
K-Girls, yeah.
What was their name? It's been real, guys. Good shit. Shout out to all of you. Best childhood ever.